Welcome back to the Eye of Jupiter podcast. I'm your host, Tom Franklin. I am aware that I do look different tonight because I am finally wearing glasses, but it is still me. Look, if you didn't know, it's Clark Kent back as a blind Superman. But anyhow, so today we have on the wonderful Chris Reinhardt from Real American Monsters, a podcaster, researcher, boots on the ground kind of guy, really cool cat. We just talked in the green room. I got in connection with him through the wonderful Al Santariga from the Bronxville Paranormal Society. Please do me a favor, go over to both of those channels and like and subscribe. If you keep finding yourself coming back to this channel, or if it's your first time here, please do me a favor and like and subscribe to the Eye of Jupiter as well. You can go ahead and find me on the MP3 player, your favorite one, and listen to me while you're delivering your Coke and Pepsi products or whatever it is you're doing at work. So let's get all that out of the way like I just did, and let's welcome to the show a warm round of applause for Mr. Chris Reinhardt.
All right.
Hey, how's it going, my friend?
Hey, hello, Tom. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure, man. Oh, wow, I seen you over there rocking out to my my intro there.
Yeah, that's some good stuff there. That's some good stuff. You got some good intro music, that's for sure.
I was trying to find something to fit, man. I kept running into like this. I'm a big metalhead my whole life, anything from like the mid 90s on, I'm in it. Of course, some old 80s stuff too, the old thrash metal, some Zeppelin and stuff like that. I love all that, but that gent, like doom metal style is just my thing, man.
Yeah, I was into Anthrax and Slayer, and them when I was in high school back then. So I was.
Oh yeah, I had my Slayer phase when I was in the army.
Yeah, Slayer phase for a little while, and then I turned into the Grateful Dead phase after the Slayer phase. I kind of mellowed out a little bit, but that's all right.
Yeah, I've been there too. Yeah, Pink Floyd. I'm all about that too, man. So do me a favor, man. Like, introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself and where we can find you.
All right, so my name is Chris Reinhardt. I live in Winstead, Connecticut. I've been doing cryptid research now for the last 11 years. I am a proud grandfather. I have a lovely wife.
Congratulations.
I have two joys in my life, a little Elijah and Jane. Got my heart, that's for sure. And on my spare time, when I have it, I am out in the field looking for cryptids and Bigfoot. And we are filming for a documentary series called Untold Investigations now. I'm sure we'll get into that later on the show. And I got into Bigfoot and Sasquatch research by watching YouTube. I was streaming for the first time. My stepson was he went to streaming, and I was introduced to YouTube. And I'm like, oh, I've always been fascinated with Bigfoot ever since I was a little kid, and Godzilla and all that. Just all them shows. And so I typed in Bigfoot, and then all this whole new world just opened up for me. And I watched it, and I watched a few people, and I started watching what they were doing. And I didn't know that, that other folks were doing it. You figured that you see the Meldrums and everybody on the same channels in the Pacific Northwest, and you always saw the one video of Patty. And I thought that's all there was. It was the same people, just,
Right.
the same one Sasquatch. And I thought that's what it was all about. But YouTube opened up my eyes to a whole new world. And I'm like, you know what? I can give that a shot here in Connecticut. And I haven't stopped in 11 years. I am full steam. We have just caught some unreal vocals here in Connecticut, like top of the line Sierra Sound type vocals that have been vetted, and they're not a known animal, and they're not in the human range of voice. And Mr. David Ellis from the Olympic Project is the one that's got his stamp of approval on it.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so we are very excited about that. I mean, these are 1 in a million. I've been waiting 11 years to catch something like this, because I traded with them up here for 6 years at this spot. So,
yeah, tell me a little bit about your channel and like where people can find you, so they can look at what you do.
All right, so I do the podcast. It's called Real American Monsters, and I'm on the Untold Radio Network. That's a whole separate channel from my channel. I work with Doug Hychek from Monster Quest, the producer from Monster Quest, and I'm on his channels, and he has a bunch of great shows on there, so you guys should go over there and check that out. And then I have my own little channel called Real American Monsters, and I'm getting ready to start posting videos again. It's been a while since I posted anything, because we've been involved in doing other stuff with Untold Radio, and we just were up at Snow Grove a couple years in a row, and we're filming for the new project that he's got going, Legend Meets Science 2. So we did all that in the last couple of years, and now I'm getting ready to start posting back to my channel again, because we have this new project called Untold Investigations. My friend Mike Lucci from New York is part of it. And so when that comes out, we will release that on the Untold Radio Network also, and you'll be able to see that there.
Yeah, I just happened to look over right before you came on, and just kind of looked at your channel real quick, and I was like, oh, he's got 4,000 subs. And you were like, oh, this is the second time I did it, because life is life and things happen. But it's a hard game, the YouTube game. Not a game, but it's a difficult trek, and to get the 4,000, that's it's still something, bro. I don't think it's nothing. That's for sure.
Right. Well, my channel has been buried. I have videos like. I'm just saying that, there's people that were in this for like a year. I've been in for 11 years. They're in for a year. You go to their channels, and they're not around anymore, but they have like 12,000 views on their videos. I have videos from 11 years ago that show real evidence. And I got like 700, 800 views. They bury my channel. They buried it for 11 years. And so that's why I went over to Untold, because I'm not getting buried over there. For some reason, my channel's been blackballed or something. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm going to try getting it going again. So I got 4,000 subs now, thanks to the Bigfoot Society, Jeremiah Byron. I was on his show and got like 800 subs after his show, and what a great guy he is. And,
oh, fantastic! A shout out to that dude, man. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a lot. I will interview the same person as somebody else and do the same thing, and then there'll be two different views. But in the end, it's not about that. In the end, it's about getting the word out and in doing what you're doing, and now being in connection with these bigger companies and connections, and knowing Al and alike. That means that you have something to say, and you have actually evidence worth looking at. And the more you get out there, I think the more people will definitely see what you've been doing.
Right. Yeah, that's why I do it too. I don't do it for views, and I don't do it for recognition. I do it for awareness. I want folks to be aware. I'll tell you some of my interactions, and some of them
Yeah.
afterwards. There's been a woman, her and children going up the same trail the next day, and they have no idea what just happened to us the day before up in there. And awareness is
Oh,
essential,
okay.
So for the people to be aware that these are real and they're in the forest, and if you may not see them, but I guarantee you they're seeing you. So you need to be aware. And again, I do it to meet people like yourself, Tom, and like
Mm,
Al, and like I told you earlier, MK Davis is a really good friend of mine. Doug's a really
right.
good friend of mine. And I would have never met any of these people if it wasn't for my podcast. That gets you
Right.
for built a lot of great relationships and had a lot of crazy stuff go on in this 11 years, like really mind-blowing craziness. And my wife has been seeing it. She's observed it. And
Okay. Well,
so
that's a good thing to have to have your your significant other to not think that you're crazy as
right,
well.
right. No, she's so supportive. She is like my number one fan. So I'm
Oh, that's amazing, dude.
very blessed to have her with me. And she lets me go on my trips. She doesn't even question it. So I mean, it
Cool.
keeps me in trouble too. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that stuff. I'm just a regular boring guy, I guess. But
Okay, yeah, yeah. Going out in the woods looking for cryptids is, if that's the definition of boring, then we're gonna have to revamp the Webster's dictionary there.
right.
So this all started 11 years ago. So what do you mean by that? 11 years ago, what happened and how did it start?
So, like I told you, I started watching YouTube. So I started going out in the field and looking, and I started following structures, and I had my certain people I followed. And okay, so I'll tell you my first interaction was at a place that I call Rock Throw Alley, and this is how Rock Throw Alley got its name. We were hiking one day, or the day before, my friend Mike, who I go out with, he was in the forest and he found these really crazy tree structures. So he got home that night and called me up. He's like, "You got to come and check out these structures tomorrow." He said, "We found them in the woods." We both started at the same time. And I'm like, "All right, we'll come right after work." So right after work, we shot down there and we were checking out these structures. And as soon as we started leaving the structures, we started walking through the forest, and then all of a sudden we heard a dog whimpering noise, like it was whining, like it got hurt. It was like hmm. And we look at each other, and we're like, we're in the state forest. This is in Northwest Connecticut. We're in the state forest, and we figured that a dog got hit on the road and scurried off into the forest, and it's hurt. So let's go check on it. So we go up to see where the noise is and where the dog's whimpering, and we get there, and there's nothing there.
Okay.
And we look around, we're like, all right, well, where is it? What happened? And then all of a sudden, up to our left, 50 feet, 50 yards, 30 yards, I don't know exactly the measurement anymore. It's been so long. Probably changes every time I tell the story. But anyways, up to our left-hand side, we hear yeah, I know, it's hard to keep track.
I understand. I understand.
So up to our left-hand side, we hear the whimpering noise again. And it's dog whimper. So, okay, he got scared. We approached it. He ran away from us. We got up there. And then we get there and there's nothing there. Now, up to our right-hand side, another 100 feet, 200 feet, the dog whimpering noise again. We go up there again and we get to this spot and there's nothing there. And my buddy taps me on the shoulder. He goes, "Whatever this is luring us into the forest, step by step by step." I'm like, "Wow, man, you're right, because whatever this is we're getting deeper and deeper, and it's dusk. We're just started. We have a notebook and our cell phones. That's it. We don't have flashlights. We don't have anything with us. And so let's turn around. Let's get out of here. And it's probably the safest thing to do." So we turn around. We start going back, and we get back out to the logging road. And then all of a sudden, behind us, we hear, so like this guttural growl, like, and then all of a sudden, a rock comes flying out of the forest and lands right next to me and back of me. Boom, and hits the ground. And we look at each other like, "Holy cow, did you hear that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that whatever that was threw a rock at us." And we're like, we immediately started walking faster down towards the truck. We gotta get out of there. And we're going down the road, and we get in the truck. We're driving away. We're going, "Wow, man, do you think we just had a Sasquatch, interaction?" He said, "We didn't know. This is what they're supposed to do. This is what they do. We've read about it, blah, 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 blah." So that's how I got hooked, because I didn't, I was a believer, and I'm still just a believer at this point until I've seen them. But like I said, the very next day there was a woman and her 3 kids walking into that same trail we were on. Now, what if that was them? What if that happened? What if the dog whimper noise happened to them and them 3 got lured and tried to find the dog?
Right.
What if they didn't think?
Right.
So that's why I'm saying awareness is very important for folks to get out, because even if you don't believe, you should be aware that it's a possibility that, you know, I know 100% they're real, but
Right.
awareness needs to happen. So that was my first interaction with the physical side of the Sasquatch. What we believe, we never saw what did it. It could have been a ghost for all I know, but we put the pieces together, and that growl and the rock throw, we were pretty sure that it was a Sasquatch interaction.
You're right. Even all the non-believers out there, like you're saying, dude, you should be aware because okay, let's just look at it like through statistics. Let's say there's about let's just say there's even 1,000, which is more different, eyewitness accounts of the, like yours and others actually seeing it. I've had people who have actually been touched and grabbed, and amongst many things. Let's just say that there's 1,000, which is probably more like 10,000, right? Let's just go ahead and what's the possibility that 1 in 10,000 is a real encounter, even if you're a skeptical person? If that's 1 in 10,000, that should be enough to even make you consider the concept of something like this being a possibility. Tulpa, withstanding, just the concept and the idea that, hey, we don't know everything. And I think that's what happens with a lot of people when they get hurt, whether it be a motorcycle accident or anything. It's malice. It's like, I know better. So therefore, no big deal, no sweat off my back, I don't care. But it's there's things out there we just don't know.
Right. No, I agree with you. There's more things out there than I ever knew. I believe me, after 11 years of what happened here is just hey, Steve's here too. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve, how's it going, buddy? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, Steve's another great guy. Great guy.
Oh yeah, let's give a shout out to my buddy Magical Journey. He's coming up next. Always has a great show on. And my buddy Jim Powell from the Night's Watch just got monetized. He had a video go off and it hit 18,000 views within like a week, Jim, and it blew up, man. Congratulations to you. I actually did contact a gentleman as well, and I like to see what he's got to say. So go check out the Night's Watch. Very cool channel, and congratulations to you, my friend.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, it's a long try, man. He started out later, but he's gonna pass me soon, and more power to him. So that's all cool. So this rock's getting thrown at you. You're thinking, what was that? Did you go back? Did you go back again to the different spot, or was it just
we stayed there. We've been there for the whole 11 years. I've had many of interactions over at that place. But I also found another place called Larry's in between it as a private property where we traded with what we believe to be the Sasquatch for 6 years, back and forth. We had a lot of stuff go on there too, and this was private property. So we never really made it back to Rock Throw Alley too often, but every time we would go back, we would have stones thrown at us. And there's a lot of stuff that's happened in between then and there that we've figured out, and stuff that we never even thought in a million years would be going on. And it's gotten crazy for me. I mean, it started off as flesh and blood, and now it's just the roof's been blown off the building. We'll put it that way.
Okay, so I mean, if you're going to go ahead and throw the breadcrumb out there, the breadcrumb trail, I'll be Hansel and Gretel's family trying to search for her. Like, what do you mean by you no longer want to you no longer think it's only a flesh and blood type creature? What do you mean?
All right, so I've had like the craziest experience I've ever thought in a month's period of time. So we were trading with these guys for 6 years. I mean, feathers and rocks and stones and monkeys and stuffed monkeys and peanut butter jars with rocks on top. And, they would come back. The peanut butter jars would be gone. The rock would be right underneath where the peanut butter jar was and stuff like that. Monkey was taken a year later to the same week, was brought back. Just unreal stuff that happened at Larry's. And you can see all that on my channel. It's called, the Gift Rock. And you can catch most of that on there. And so as that went along, things just got, it just got weird, and stranger and stranger and stranger. So I'm down in, so I like to travel. I have friends all over across America, And I have a friend named Chris Connor. He's from the Trail to Bigfoot. He lives in Florida, and he goes to the Green Swamp in Florida. So up until this point, we've had the strange. I wasn't thinking of anything else of it. I just never even thought about it. So we're down there in Florida Swamp, and he introduces me to an RF meter. He's a big fan of Skinwalker Ranch, and they're using the ranch, and he believes that that these things are in another dimension or come back and forth, or we don't know, but RF meters can, like the ghost hunters use, you can register, maybe they'll do it. So we started using these, and we're down in Florida, and we get to one of his spots, and the rocks start falling in, and they start throwing in on us, and he turns his RF meter on, and the RF meter starts spiking. Like, it doesn't go any higher anymore. It's like 1 dash 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 dash. Meanwhile, we're still having stones thrown at us, and we know there's something following us the whole time in there, and we know there's something in front of us. And we had all these experiences that day, and we went back home, and then the next day we went back out into the swamp, and he brought me to this one place he calls a Knox Creek. And he gets out there and he goes, Chris, I can ask the woods and say to the woods, I brought somebody here. Can you please give me a knock? And he says, it happens every time. And I said, okay, I'm game. Let's put the cameras on and let's roll it. So he puts the cameras on, and I put my camera on, and he goes, so my friend Chris here doesn't think I'm crazy and just blowing smoke up his butt. He says, can you give me a knock on the tree? And sure as heck, 3 seconds later, right on cue, we hear this knock from the tree. And Chris, while he was out there, he's always experienced like little things with his phone, and like just weird stuff with his phone. So all of a sudden his phone starts going crazy, and he pulls it out of his pocket, and something's trying to rifle through his information, trying to get into his bank account,
Oh my God.
He works at a place where he has to have a pass to get into. They're trying to get into his work. They're just rifling through his phone.
That's weird.
And he's like, I don't know what's going right. He doesn't know. I don't know what's in it. He goes, what's going on with your phone? And I just got my phone 2 weeks prior. Nobody has my number except for 3 people: Chris, my wife, and another guy named Tim. I take my phone out and I go, oh, there's nothing wrong with my phone and nothing's happened. So I turn it on, and I'm like, there's a text message going out. And I'm like, so I hit the text message, and it's me typing out to that Tim guy. And it says BBMC over and over again for like 30 lines. BBMC, MBBC, all MBBBC. And we don't know what's going on. We can't figure it out. So we're just thinking butt dial. You got all those and, all that thing. So just a butt dial. So we erase all of it but 11 lines, just in case we just want to keep a piece of it. So just in case something happens, we document it. We get back home, we erase everything that gets crazy. We had a couple stones thrown at us that day. We get back home, taking a shower at his place, and I get out of the shower and I check my phone to see if Maria got a hold of me. And I look down at my phone, and the text message is there, and it's going back out to Tim again. Now it's MBBC again, but now it's capital letters, punctuations, periods, question marks, line after line after line after line again. And I'm like, I go, Chris, look, it's back. He goes, holy cow. He goes, what do you think that is? Some kind of Morse code your phone's picking up and everything? And he calls his wife over, Beata. She says, Beata, come on over here and check this out. What do you think this is? And she goes, I know exactly what that is. And me and Chris's jaw just dropped. We're like, we've been trying to figure this out for hours now, and we can't. She goes, it's easy. Mark, Betty, Beata, and Chris, the first 4 initials of the 4 people that have been in the Green Swamp for the last 10 years searching for the Bigfoot. Look at my hair.
Oh my God, dude.
My hair standing straight up just telling you that. And my head just went boom like that. So
right.
So this is crazy. So 2 weeks after. Yeah.
I'm just trying to digest that information. Yeah, please continue.
All right. So you can see that there's a podcast on my channel. I started on my channel, Discover Sasquatch. It's called I forgot what the name of it is, but you can see all that. It's all on there. You can go research. You can hear all the EVPs that we caught and all that stuff on there.
Please do me a favor, guys. Go and like and subscribe to his channel. It's called Real American Monsters. Go and check it out, guys, and go in and give it a like and subscribe to it and leave a remark and share it, guys, please.
So 2 weeks later, I'm up here in Connecticut. So we're up at People's Forest. Or, well, I just gave away the property. But anyways, everybody knows about it anyways. So we're at my area, and I got a guy comes down from Massachusetts. He wants to go have an experience. He's never experienced anything, and he wants to come down because he's close to me, and he wants to go to an area. I said, okay, we'll bring you up, but I can't guarantee anything. So we get up to the mountain. We're going up to this. We go off trail to go to the spot where we go, right? And all of a sudden he goes, my phone is going crazy. He says, it's in my pot. It's playing videos off of YouTube. It was locked. He said, my phone was locked. It's now playing videos. We're going up the mountain, and now his phone's going crazy like Chris's was going crazy down in Florida. We get up to the top of the mountain, and we're sitting there. His phone finally calms down. I get up. I go live on Facebook to show everybody where we're at, and I go over to this fake fire pit that's been there for years. They used to break sticks and throw sticks on the side of it. It looks like there's a fire, and then they would take them away, and all that stuff happened up there. I go down to point at the fire pit, and then all of a sudden a stone comes, boom, and hits the fire pit right on live Facebook. Everybody's like going, "Oh my God, I just seen that! Oh my God, I just seen that!" So we're all of a sudden we got stones coming from 3 different areas. So just like Florida, now we're having stones thrown at us. The guy goes, turn on your RF meter. I went out and bought an RF meter after Florida because something's going on. All of a sudden, beep, that thing was pegged for 15 minutes.
Wow.
1 dash. Why the stones are coming in, boom, boom, boom. It's all on the channel. You can see all this. I got EVPs. They're mimicking us. I can play it for you later if you want.
Sure.
And it finally calms down, and I get back home and I call Chris and tell Chris about it. So we contact the RF meter company, and we're like, what does 1 dash mean? And he goes, the company writes back, it goes, it means our meter doesn't go any higher than that. So now the meter doesn't. So now we know that the meter won't register what we're receiving in the middle of the forest. So we had a satellite communication guy reach out to us who's seen the videos, did research on our meters, and said, hey, listen, guys, you should not be getting anything 16 point and above. And we're topping out. I mean, it's over 20, and it's just topped out. Anything 16 and point and above cannot be explained. It's a broadband meter. If you guys were in a Faraday box, you'd be getting cooked. That's how high the microwave radiation you're receiving is up there. That's what you're registering. Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, if you had to take a guess, what would you suppose that is?
So I think, this is just what I think, and it's just my opinion. I think there's something to do with radiation with them. I think that they're not here all the time. I think they know how to come and go. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's true or not. This is just my opinion. But over the years, you see all these people that have been getting sick that are around them, right?
Right.
Everybody that's habituated with them. Cancer tumors, all this. It's no longer a coincidence. And we were just talking about this on my show the other night. A buddy of mine, Jeremiah, that I was just telling you about, was up in Oregon. And he had these marks on his legs that just appeared after, like, he was in the Sasquatch area. Just appeared on his legs. He went to get them looked at. And the doctor says, well, it looks like you got internal bruising, but he never hit his legs on anything, right? So the reports came back that it looks like possible radiation burns. Yes.
Jeez. It's fascinating. And then but somehow it's also intelligent, in which they can go in through, which explains, everyone goes, it's that famous Mitch Hedberg joke where he goes, I don't think that the cameras are taking wrong pictures. I think the monsters are just fuzzy. But that might be closer to the truth than we actually realize. Right. That there's somehow their intelligence or their technology is something completely different than we can even imagine.
Right. So I can only assume that it's a Sasquatch because I've never seen them do it. I've never seen them come through a doorway. I've never seen them do it. But they like to leave that white, that alba verdex, they're calling it now, that white substance. They leave prints on cars and on car windows and face print. We have a face print from Alabama we were just at, of a nose pressed up like this. Whoops, sorry, wrong finger. I didn't do that, sorry.
Or is it the right finger?
No, it was the wrong finger for me. Sorry about that. But the perfect nose and cheek print, like he was looking in the mirror like that white substance. I went out and bought a Geiger counter now because I guarantee you, in my opinion, I mean, I can't. I'll bet you a cup of coffee or whatever that's
Right.
radioactive. I
So,
bet
so
you.
has there been any people who are coming back with these radiation burns? Is there anybody who's taking like a Geiger counter and putting it up to the burns?
Well, not yet. We just came to this realization that this is, this could be going on. You know what I mean? This is what's happening.
Thank you, the wonderful Austin Lawrence from the Dead Chronicles. Thank you so much, buddy, for your support. Thank you so much.
You can stop over on my channel too. I like that.
$5, man. There's your coffee right there. We were talking about. So now I have actual money that I can go and say, okay, I bet you.
There you go. There we go.
Awesome.
So
that is fascinating.
So I don't know if it's them. I don't know if they come and go. I don't know if it's alien. We know that alien technology is real. We know aliens are real because Congress just came out and told us. Nobody paid attention. They told us interdimensional travel was real. The question was asked, can we do it? And the answer was no, because our bodies aren't built for it. They said they know there's wormholes. They know there's doorways. They came out and told us. Nobody paid attention.
No.
We need to start paying attention. That thing that's coming in space right now, that's biblical stuff that's coming.
Dude, I just watched a video. It turned out to be AI. I had on Michio Kaku on there, and it turned out to be AI. But I got to tell you, for 10 minutes, I was in here shaking in my boots, bro. It was and I like AI for like just pictures, you know what I mean? But videos, that it's intentional too. And they're going to be, using that against us to try to diminish our findings, because that's what they like to do, whoever they are. Remember, guys, this is for fun. This is just entertainment. But that video where what he was saying about once again, it was AI, but what they were saying about there was an actual radio signal coming through and that it changed course and slowed down and this, and that, and the other. I don't know, man. So we'll find out in 5 days. You know what I mean? Maybe this will be the last live podcast I ever do. Who knows? I guess we'll see.
I think it's biblical kind of stuff. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think it might be the Anunnaki.
Oh, the 10th planet. Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
They're coming from behind the sun, so that's odd in its own thing. You know what I mean? That doesn't really happen.
I've also heard like they were like the trajectory will not then sling it back out of directly back out into interstellar space. That is actually, oddly enough, going to be headed towards Jupiter.
Right.
Which is the name of the show, but I was just, it always seems to come back to this name that I kind of picked there. So yeah, we don't know a lot about anything, but they did come out. You and I, we're you're 10 years older than me, more or less. So we're like children of the 80s and the 90s at least. And if they were to come out on the regular TV back then and say, oh yeah, we're having contact, the Tic Tac UFO and Commander David Fravors coming on and talking about it and saying, yeah, this is real in front of Congress, there would be chaos in the streets. But people are so they've been so just bombarded with information and darkness about everything, whether it be porn on the internet or the weirdness of went on with Epstein and all these things, that people are just kind of like, yeah, big deal, aliens, what's going on, no, whatever. It's so weird. It's so weird.
I could be totally wrong too. I'm not the guru. I'm not the sci-fi guru that can tell everybody what's going on.
Of course not.
That's what I think, and I probably am wrong. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope nothing happens to us. And
but there's nothing wrong with being wrong, man. That's what people have to realize too. When it comes to your ego, you have to throw that out the window, especially when it comes to what you're experiencing. You just have to report what it is you're finding.
Right. Go with the evidence. Go brings you.
Right, because I think it was saying science is. I heard a great quote today. Science is not an authoritarian figure. It's a motor apparatus to try to find out the truth. That's what it is. So trust the science and settle science. Those are terminologies that don't exist in science. So go to where it finds you. I mean, there's people who come on here. I had a gentleman that I just talked to, and he is from I can't pronounce the name of the tribe. He's in northern Vancouver Island, and he'll tell you up and down, this thing is flesh and blood. I've seen it my whole life. It's in all the stories and tales at their totem poles. This is what it is. And he actually kind of gets upset at people who don't agree with that, but it's whatever. That's your thing. You know what I mean? That's your experience. Right. How can you take away from somebody else's experience? I've seen the Hat Man. So if someone says they've been abducted, they're going to, who am I to say, that I don't believe that at all? That's ridiculous to me. Always bothers me. Yeah. But People are going to be people. It's a
Right.
human condition.
Right. No, I'm
Yeah.
with you. I let everybody have their own say, and if they don't agree with me, that's okay. That's what it's about, you know. Nobody in this field, nobody is right. There's
Yes.
nobody that knows what's going on because we do not have the answers. But
No, not if something's rifling through your phone and you can see that there's no one touching it because it's in your freaking hand. That is the. I wish you had an ability to take another phone and record it. It's so. The thing is at the time it's happening, most people are in like, oh my god, or panic mode, and they're unable to like say, oh, we need to get evidence right now because it's so unexpected and off the wall that it kind of throws you like a curve, and you're just not expecting it.
right, yeah. Well, we filmed it. We filmed the message and all that while we were there, and then we went back 2 years later. We went back 2 years later and had the same the phone stuff happen again. And we had our own GPSs, and we were going from like 500 feet below sea level to up over like 500 feet in Florida. 500 feet up in Florida, that doesn't happen, and you don't go below sea level 500 feet. And while you're walking, it was just weird stuff like that. We had a lot of weird stuff go on. I have a lot of weird stuff going on wherever I go. It's I
think a lot of people can say that, but not to the nth degree in which you're experiencing it. So you is new. What does this say? Tom is the new Superman, Clark Kent. Yeah, I'm not Superman. I'm just, I can't see. I'll be on here reading and be like, oh, it looks like someone wrote a message. Hi, whoever you are. So you kind of teased me with a possible audio recording. Would you like to play that?
Yeah, I could. Let's see if we can. What do I got to do? Share screen, right? Is that what we do here?
Yeah, you just go ahead and share it with me, and then I'll let it on the screen.
I gotta find.
Yeah, I gotta get a new computer, but I'm trust me, there's gonna be a lot more of this in the future. Just been bogged down here. I think they're always right are annoying, and I always learn to. Yeah. Don't worry about them, Tyler. You know, people are going to be that way. The thing is to be the better person. You know, just be good in your heart. Do the right things for the sake of doing the right things. All right. Okay. Add the stage. Okay.
Right.
There we go. All right. There it is.
So yeah, I brought pictures too. There's the coyote leg that was left at my back door for me.
Oh, they left you a coyote.
Yeah, left me a coyote leg freshly ripped off the dog.
I don't know if you can even show that on here, but close enough. No, we can't really tell from a distance. Yeah.
That's what it is. And yeah, they did. It was great. I was, like I said, I was trading with them for 6 years, and I got sick and my gallbladder went, and I couldn't make it up there for a month. Well, like after the 4th week, when I couldn't make it up there, I was finally almost healed here at home. And Maria just goes, look over out the back window. She goes, what is that down by the back door? And I'm like, looking around. I'm like, I have no idea what that is.
That is food, man. That's food.
Yeah, I went back outside. I opened up the thing, and there it is. It's all still warm, blood all over the place.
Still warm.
Still warm. Yeah, no, this was ripped off fresh.
Oh my God, dude.
And I was hoping, and I said, I hope that poor animal was not alive. I hope it was like a roadkill or something. So I work where I live. So I threw it in the woods, and I went to go get the guys at work. 10 minutes later, I came back, and that thing was gone. Gone. Something took it. So whatever gave it to me was sitting there watching whatever happened. And again, I can't say what it was because I didn't see it, but how many people gets a freshly ripped off coyote leg at their back?
You're the first, man. I'm going to put you on the Mount Rushmore of ripped off coyote legs.
All right, so this is the day that we were at the top of the hill, and we had the crazy stuff going on with the RF meters and the rock throws. You'll hear the rock throw. You hear, and then you want to be listening to something mimicking me saying they're here. Because it's not us. You'll hear them say they're here, and I will. Hopefully, we can hear it through this app here. So let's put it on here.
Let's cross our fingers.
They're here. Right there. Did you hear it? They're here.
Yeah, it sounds like a woman's voice.
Yeah. Here it comes again. Here comes the stone. Here. Right there.
Oh my God, dude. Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I got another one for you. The same day,
Okay.
the two girls that are in my group, they said they heard a pig grunt. And so, and we have recorders on our backpack, and Shane, one of the girls, had the backpack on, and she had the recorder on her backpack. And I'm like, oh, cool. I heard that they grunt like pigs. I've heard that before. And I've actually captured it up at this place called Rockthrow Alley. And I got all excited. I said, make sure you give me the timestamp. And we wrote down the timestamp, and I got home, and the pig grunts aren't pig grunts. It's two guys saying hello to each other. And you'll hear the first one right when I start it, he'll go hello, and then you'll hear another guy go hello. And that's what happens on this one. Right there was hello.
Yeah.
There's the other one. Right now, hello. Here, let me start it again.
Yeah.
Right when it starts is the first hello. I don't know why it's like that, but that's where it is. It'll say hello right when I start it. Here we go.
Yeah.
And there's the other one. Do you hear it?
Yeah, it's in between there.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's at a distance. It sounds like, but the other one, the first one with the female voice it was like, my opinion, it sounded like it was encompassing you. It sounded like it was like over top of you almost.
Yeah, it was right there. It was crazy. We've got a lot of EVPs. So I've gotten one that says help, right? And I don't have it loaded up. I'm sorry. I should have loaded
No worries. No worries. No worries.
But the day that it happened, I got out of the truck and we put the recorders on and we start heading into the woods, and you hear the voice go, help. We didn't hear it. About an hour and a half later, right? We're still on the trail. I go through all our audio. We always have audio running. And then we hear help, right? Didn't think of anything. Sent it to Al. Let Al hear it. He goes, Chris, you know what the crazy part is? And I'm like, no, I have no idea. He goes, whatever that was followed you. From when you got from the car an hour and a half into the forest, he's still trying to get your attention by screaming help to you.
That's just damn spooky.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, it's one of those things, bro. I was talking. I had a lady on. I was telling you in the green room before we got on her. A WISA Northwest Tracker, native Northwest Tracker. I finally had her on, and she was telling me about the trickster ones. She said there's 3 different types in the Oregon high country, and there was ones they will ask you if you need assistance, or they will try to get you in a way where they take you away. So she was out on her quest, her 1 year being in the woods in the late 70s. And she's the last of her kind. That's the name of the episode, guys. Go check it out. The last of her kind that dropped this week. There's no video for her, but you see me in there. We're talking. And she tells me this story, bro, where so she makes a small bow. She's in this like caved area. And so she makes a small bow to hunt like ground animals like squirrels and birds and ptarmigan and things like that. A grouse, that's another word for it. And one day she just noticed that it wasn't there, but she followed the sign over this ridge into like this creek, and they put it like on this rock or something like in the middle of this creek. And she hears, as she's crossing past this ridge line, she hears something up on the ridge, and she's thinking, it's probably a groundhog, something, she don't know. And as she sees it, walks over, reaches down and grabs it. So this is your video is the second time I heard them speak English. Okay. And when she told me, it was one of the scariest damn things I ever heard. She reaches over, picks it up. Something tells her to turn around. She said it was peering out from behind a tree and said, "Can I help you?" And she goes, "No, you cannot help me." And had to run down the creek into a swampy area, water up to her chest. The first kind that helps were actually like blocking, putting a buffer between her and this thing. So you saying, like, what did this just say? They're here. Yeah. Right. It's a female voice, first of all, which is spooky as hell. I don't know what it is. I'd rather hear a man's voice in the wood than a female's voice. I don't know why. And I think it has to do with, like being a guy, we can hunt in the woods. So if you hear like a singular female voice in the woods, that has to be the scariest damn thing. So, I mean, but you didn't hear it at the time, or did you?
No, we didn't hear that. We didn't hear it at all. Nope. Just the stone throws, we knew that was going on, and the
right.
going. So, yeah.
Have you ever have you ever visually seen them?
I've seen them. Yes, yeah, I've seen them 4 times on FLIR and 1 time live.
What's FLIR? I'm
FLIR
sorry.
is a thermal camera.
Okay, tell me about the live time. Tell me about that.
So,
Walk me into that.
I was in Missouri. We was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was part of a project down there, and they would come in. There was a family down there, and the 2 little ones would always come in to check us out. And I'm no longer involved in any of this stuff down there, so I don't want to
Okay.
talking names or anything. That's
Yeah, of course.
anyways. I'll just tell you about this. And we were there 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the little one, we thought it was a boy and a girl. We can't say that for sure, but they came up and they started clacking and knocking right next to us to get our attention, and we seen them. And got the FLIR camera out. We were looking them on FLIR, and then all of a sudden the little one, I went towards it and towards the hill, and then he took off like running, scurrying down the embankment, and he's like hopping like doo, 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 and then he just boom, finally ends up behind a rock. And we got him. We seen him on camera. We got him on camera. I got the footage, and you can see the top of this. He's got a conical head, and it's all there's blowing in the breeze. But we seen him live running until he jumped, and then we grabbed the camera so we could try and get him on camera.
Yeah, it's so hard to because there's so many things in the forest that the camera wants to focus on, and so a lot of pictures I got to be honest with you, I'm a little skeptical of them. I'm just like, yeah. But then there's ones I had some gentlemen on who were, I think, Missouri too, southern Missouri, and they have a picture. Well, he was a police officer, and there was like a cow field, and they were thinking one of the cows got out or something, and he took a picture of this black. He thought it was a cow, and it looks like a freaking gorilla, dude. It's sitting on the other side of the fence, and it's so. You guys go back and check that out. I can't remember the name of the episode, but it was maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, and the picture is one of the best pictures I've seen. But there's other times where it's just not so good, and it's just such a difficult thing to do, especially being a guy in the field kind of guy. Can you maybe speak to that a little bit?
What do you? I don't.
I'm speak to how difficult it is to get. Video captures of them.
I think the only great, if you ever notice, the only great video captures there is when there's a child involved. Freeman footage, there's a child involved. Patty, she's obviously lactating. I mean, you can tell, just from her. And then the Independence Day one, when the one behind the rock, she comes out behind the rock and's got the little one in her arms.
Yeah, and it runs to the left.
So every
her right, our left. Yeah, I know that one.
There's great footage. There's a child involved. And why is that?
Maybe their guard is down, which you would think would be the opposite. Their guard would be up.
I think my personal opinion is they can't cloak yet. So mommy has to stay uncloaked to protect the babies. They don't know how to do that yet. They don't know how to do it. And, Barb Shoop caught it live on camera. They do it. It's live on camera. You cannot argue her footage. You can't. They even had the producer from Predator look at it, and he said there's no way that she could fake it with the camera that she's using. She caught it live.
What, cloak or uncloak?
Cloaked. You never seen Barb Shoop's the cloaker?
No. Send it to me, dude. Send it to me. I'll put it.
You gotta see that. Barb is 82, and she caught one cloaked, and she saw a little juvenile run away, little black-haired juvenile run away. The camera caught a cloaker, like he's invisible, and you can only see the shimmer. And it's real. I think that's why. I think they can't shimmer. I think the little ones can't shimmer, and that's why the adults stay the way they are. And now again, I don't know. Then don't.
Right. So so you're trying to use. It's like taking a really extreme psychedelic, and you have these experiences to try to use any kind of words to actually describe that seems misplaced, or it doesn't hold any weight compared to what you actually seen. So we use words that may not fit, like cloaking, which is like a technology from the military from the 60s or 70s or something. Right. So we're using it in the best way we know to describe what we're experiencing. And so tell me about some future endeavors, and what's to come for Real American Monsters. What's up next?
So Real Merit, we're on the venture of doing untold investigations. We're doing live field expert. We're going to the small guy. We're going to the backyard people. We're going to the people that have them on living on their properties. And we are going to go and show people the real truth, real evidence. We're not going to show just us walking through the woods and drone footage and that's it. We're going to show you real evidence. So I've gone to Alabama. I've gone to Canada. I've gone to Florida. And we have all this coverage. And the first one that we're doing is here in my hometown of Winsted, Connecticut. There's called the Winsted Wildman. Back in 1850, 1859, 1850, well, back in the 1850, I can't, or 1895. 1895. There was a sign. I'm sorry. I'm just all.
No worries.
I talk Bigfoot. If you haven't noticed, I'm like, whoa.
Good thing you don't smoke or drink or anything.
I'd be bouncing off the walls, looking out the blinds.
Mister. Yeah, dude, no worries. I have a hard time remembering the name of your show, even though we're talking about it the whole time. And it's on the wall behind you. I just noticed now. It's
Right.
one of those things, man. I just can't remember it all. My brain does not contain all the information I need. It just doesn't.
Yeah,
I have to actually write notes. I have to write notes, man. I do.
I'm with you. I have notes on my phone. Believe me. You ask my wife, she'll tell you. I walk out of the house 6 times in the morning before I can go to work because I forget everything with me.
Okay.
I say, I'll see you later, hon. She's like, no, you won't. I'll see you in about 2 seconds.
Excuse the the connection I'm making. So you're like the Mr. Magoo of Bigfooting or what?
I forget everything.
Yeah, that's the thing too, man. This is what my show kind of does, man. I try to make people feel comfortable because a lot of people are like who experience it are hunters their whole life. Like Darren Franks is somebody I always bring up. He can't go back in the woods and hunt anymore. So what I try to do is humanize their experience and make them feel as if they're it's okay again to laugh. It's okay to look back at your experience and realize it's okay to still be human. So that's what I do. So I don't mean Mr. Magoo of Sasquatch in a negative way.
Oh, no. It's all good. I can take a joke. I'm from the East Coast, man.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Yeah. We talk a little fast too, don't we?
Yeah. But
yeah, so you're going to be doing that? Yeah. I'm sorry.
No. It's all good. Good. Now I got to get back on page again. So we're doing a thing called the Winsted Wildman. Back in 1895 started the legend here. There was a sighting in our town. And we've dug into the files and we've dug into all the sightings and we've dug into every area here. And I've been in this town my whole life and I never knew about the Winsted Wildman until about 6 years ago. Didn't even know when I was doing this that there was something here in my town. And just by chance, where I go to Larry's, where Larry's habituation area is like dead center where all the interactions have happened over the years.
Oh, okay.
So
making that connection, man. It's starting to web together. Wow. Okay.
So we're approaching this as a cold case. That's how we're doing it. We're approaching these as cold cases. So we're reopening the Winsted Wildman. So we've done our research. We've gone all over. We've gone all the areas, and then we do our own investigation. So Larry's was sold after 6 years there, and I couldn't go back up there. Where it was private property at the beginning, but they sold it, and I couldn't go back because there's new owners. So 3 years I haven't been there. We were looking for a place to do night footage. And I'm like, well, we can go to Larry's, but we can't go all the way in. We can only go so far. We'll put our chairs there. We'll just sit in the dark. And like when I was there last time, they would come up and behind me and they would let me know by knocking. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe we'll just sit in the dark. I'll do my whistle because I use a whistle to identify myself, and we'll try that. So we went right in there, and we went in and sat and turned. Well, all we had was an EMF detector on, green light, and we're just sitting there in the dark. It's just pitch dark out, and all of a sudden, whoop started happening. Whoop, whoop. And the guy I'm with, Mike Lucci, he's my partner in this. He goes, "Did you hear that?" And I didn't hear the whoops at the beginning, but the recorders picked them up, and you guys will all hear that in the documentary that's coming up.
Awesome.
And all of a sudden, all of a sudden, 50 feet in back of us, just like when I was there 6 years, 3 years prior, knock right in back of us. And Mike, you hear Mike go, ho, 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 that was close. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's what they used to do all the time. I said, they're here. So we're sitting there, and they did some more whooping, and we could hear the whoops. And then the stones started coming, and they started throwing stones like they always did. They threw, I don't know why they throw stones, but they were throwing stones. And we can only assume that this is Sasquatch because we're not seeing what's doing it. But I can guarantee you that it's not a person in the middle of the night in a dark forest with no flashlight that's sneaking up on us, throwing stones at us. I'll tell you that. We had thermal cameras. We seen nothing.
Right.
So the temperature dropped that night down to like, I don't know, 48. It's in August. We're in t-shirts. We're not drinking for, August. It jumped for 48 for some reason. It was crazy. So we took the recorders and we strapped them in the trees and we left. We came back the next day. We were filming the lady that lives in her house. Her name is Karen, and she's an eyewitness. She has seen them there before. So we're interviewing her, and we picked up the recorders. We went home. I going through the recorder. And all of a sudden I come about an hour after we leave, we pick up the most amazing vocals that have been, Al says it's the best vocals that he's ever heard in 20 years.
All right. And
like unreal, like vocals, like like
the samurai chat.
Yes. And screaming, and like they're arguing, like they're fighting each other. Like, like, wait till you guys hear it. It's like unreal. It's like, I don't want to give too much of it away, but
no. I mean, you're just doing an imitation. You're good.
So we sent them out. We had them vetted. David Ellis from the Olympic Project vetted them. He went through them, ran through all the stuff, and sent them back. And we had a big meeting. He wanted to have a big meeting with Doug and him and me and Mike and another guy named Adam Colt, who's part of all this. Thank you, Mike. And we had a big meeting, and they're like, these are the best vocals that have been around in 20 years. They say the same thing as Al. And they said, you guys like got really great stuff. Like, and so we're very excited. David said he'd even be part of the documentary and come and tell everybody.
Wow.
He says that 99.9% because he doesn't see what's doing it, but he has over 500 recordings of Sasquatch. And we picked up 3 separate individuals. And all the time I was at Larry's, you know how many Sasquatch we said were there? How many prints we were finding? Guess how many? 3.
Oh, yeah.
So this is like the biggest I told you so moment that anybody could ever have in the Bigfoot community, because I was ridiculed for what we were doing. They don't trade. They don't do this. They're not there. They don't leave feathers by the... They used to leave Larry feathers where he visited at the place. Like, he has a wood burning boiler.
Right.
So he was always at the boiler. So they would leave raven feathers for him there. They leave raven feathers at his truck. White birch bark in his woodshed. Stuff like that all over. Little tiny twigs stuck 6 inches in the ground. I mean, It was the craziest. It was the best time. I mean, it was the craziest. It was so, but when they sold that property, I cried because we couldn't go back. That ruined 6 years of research, investigating. They were following us that last year, letting us know they were behind us. That's how far we were.
So fascinating. It's so fascinating. I was talking to somebody and I was asking, like what evidence would it take for people to be like, oh yeah. And we have everything. We have video, we have audio, we have some DNA. We have, weird structures. We have eyewitness sightings. We have experiences, and people are just, they're too busy. I don't know what they're doing, and it just they don't care. And it's like, no, dude, there is real American monsters, man. I appreciate so much that you came on tonight, man. It's been a blast.
Yeah. So that's what's coming. That's what's coming, and we're excited about it. And that's real evidence. That's giving it to everybody. Here it is. On the plate. I'd love to come back more because I got a ton of stuff to tell you.
No, you can definitely come back. I'll have you on like in maybe next month or something, or a month after, something like that. Yeah. I'm gonna be on your show too, so that'd be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, Tom's coming on my show on December 9th, everybody. So stop over.
Is that a live show too?
That's live show too. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I got to make sure I brush my hair.
Yeah, me too.
Non-existent. Oh yeah. Okay. Hey, we're just hiding these eggs up here, guys. We guys, we're 2 parts of the dozen eggs.
It's the glare.
All right, guys. Thank you, Chris. Next week, it's the live Halloween celebration. We're going to do that once a year, and we're going to get all dressed up. Maybe we'll have some interesting guests on. I haven't really contacted anybody yet, but I'm sure I can get some people on. We're going to have a good time over here. So if you guys in the chat room, you're welcome to come by and we'll share some spooky Halloween stories and have a good time with us. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, buddy, one more time, where can they find you, man?
Everywhere, Real American Monsters. The podcast is on the Untold Radio Network on YouTube. Real American Monsters at Facebook is a private group. We have over 1,500 members. It's cool in there. Everybody has a voice until you try to make your voice somebody else's, and then you get the boot boot. And then that's it. I don't mess around with that anymore. Everybody has a voice, and I'd love to hear everybody's opinion, and that's the way it should be.
Exactly.
Everybody has their own beliefs and their own thing. And again, there's no professionals. There's no, you know what I mean? There's nobody that knows it all in this field. You can only just keep on listening and try and figure it out for yourself. And hopefully you get enough to get a little piece of the puzzle here and there. And
it's utterly fascinating. It's one of those new mysteries. Well, it's been around forever, but for some reason it seems to be coming more to light at this very interesting time in history. I don't know if it's technology or the amount of people looking or people not being afraid to speak up, but it is a very interesting time to be alive.
Well, I think it's being pushed forward because it's not just flesh and blood anymore. There's so much more that goes with it. There's more. The phenomenon is real, and it's all involved, and the paranormal side's involved with the Bigfoot. If you're not experiencing the paranormal while you're experiencing Bigfoot areas, then I don't think you're really in the Bigfoot area. Again, that's just my opinion. It just goes hand in hand. Every place I visited, even up at Snowgrove Lake in Canada, we went there and dropped off by Bush Plain, and we had crazy stuff happen up there. I mean, orb show. We figured out a frequency, and I got so much more to tell. Yeah, we figured out a frequency that actually triggers activity that brings things in, and has to do with a hummingbird, and MK Davis was involved in it, and I got a ton of stuff to tell you.
Yeah, dude, I'm all for it, man. So thank you very much for coming today, buddy. It's been a pleasure.
All right, thank you for having me, and thank you for your service too, Tom. I
was young and I did what it did, and now I'm an old man who can't see anything.
Yeah, well, I've had 4 detached retinas, so I'm right with you.
Okay, so remember, guys, we are the Eye. We are aware. Love you all, and have a wonderful weekend. You have been watching the Eye of Jupiter podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of your favorite interviews. And remember, we are the Eye. We are aware.